guys? My name is Jabriel, but you can call me the Moon Minister as well. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over the weekly astrology, or basically the astrology of the week from the 16th through the 22nd. That's Monday to Sunday. Decided I wanted to do something like this. I normally talk about a transit, but there's just so much going on next week that I just decided to just put it all in one big old video, or I don't know how long this will last. I have notes, so I'll try to stay on topic, but I am an Aquarius rising with my Mercury in Gemini, so if I get a little all over the place, stick with me, y'all. Yeah, I might need to hear a message in there. So I want to talk about how next week, or if this video is already out, if you're already watching it through the 16th to the 22nd, this week is just so pivotal for shifts happening. And you could also say new portals, because some people are walking into a whole new space in life. This is just a whole new era. So let's get into what's going to be going on. So we have between the 16th to the 22nd, we have Mars entering Virgo. So Mars has been in Leo for quite some time. It's been in Cancer for quite some time. Then it was a Leo. It's still in Leo currently right now as I'm making this video, but it's going to be shifting into Virgo. That's going to be earth sign with this Mars fire energy. We also have Pisces, Pisces third quarter moon that's going to be coming up. Third quarter moons are about endings and, cutting stuff up. So are full moons can be about endings, but third quarter moons, like, literally is the snippet. Like, you have your full moon, and then the next week after you have the third quarter moon, and that third quarter moon is like literally that cut off. So, and it's going to be in Pisces. Pisces is the last zodiac sign in the wheel. It is the 12th sign that we have in our modern astrology, and that means that this is like an ending. So not only do we have an ending third quarter moon, but we also have it in Pisces, double endings. And then we also have, within that same week, we will also be having the summer solstice. And also with the summer solstice, we have Cancer, or the sun moving into Cancer, out of Gemini and into Cancer, starting off Cancer season. So this is a week of shifts and changes, especially when it comes to like women and sisterhood. And I'll get into that reason for that here in a second as I go over everything. But let's get into the first topic, which is going to be Mars entering Virgo. So I love Mars entering Virgo because I have that in my natal chart. I am a Mars Virgo. I also have that in Mars Virgo in my Chiron and in my vortex. Chiron is like place of healing or wounded healer, and your vortex is like fated things that happen to you and in life. So, and then we also started in this year, and around February we had the South Node in retrograde in Virgo. So at some point, the South Node in Virgo, and the South Node in Virgo is going to hit Mars in Virgo together. And this is, I know it's going to be super fated for me, a super fated time, with that being near my vortex. And I also have some ancestor asteroids that are in Virgo as well. So I already know it's going to be such a fated time for me, as well as others, with, like I said, South Node and Virgo right now retrograding. South Node governs themes of, it could either like our childhood, things we want to leave behind, or even our past lives can govern with the South Node. That's how deep the South Node goes. Things that we want to release as well. And when we have Mars and Virgo, so Mars is a planet of action and war and passion. It's, a planet of go, go, go and drive and ambition, a planet of winning things. And we have it in a earth sign of Virgo, which makes it, practical at its winning, very detail oriented. It's very scheduled with this action. So it's not Mars and Virgo. And I know that for myself, being a Mars and Virgo, I'm not the type of person where if somebody do something to me, I'm going to react, I'm not going to, I'm going to think it through. I'm going to, analyze what's going on, and I'm going to proceed with whatever I feel is best. I've had situations where people have tried to bully me, or not tried, where they have bullied me, and I didn't react with fighting them simply because my Virgo Mars mind is like, I won't even know these people after high school. Or I won't even know these people. Or I don't know. Not that I don't know. It's just that I just didn't have a passion to fight them or to care. I saw oftentimes Mars and Virgo will analyze stuff so hard that we see the bigger picture, especially with me being an Aquarius rising. You're always going to see the bigger picture of things. I just naturally just did not fight back because I knew that the person was always going to reap what they sow. As long as they didn't touch me, now that'd be different. If you touch me, I'm going to do something. But words, I never saw anyone words as worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I feel some type of way about you calling me a name when I don't even care about you? I literally see you as a goofy person. So if you're a goofy person, calling me goofy, I'm just like, your words aren't valid. You know what I mean? And that's Mars and Virgos. Like, we're analyzing, we're seeing what's valid, what we can take, what we can't take, what's, as far as like what we can take with us, what we can't take with us, and we are leaving behind what we can't take with us. Mars and Virgo is very scheduled, very, it's creative, but it's, scheduled with this creative. Like, so me, I schedule my content, because that's themes of Virgo, pets, work, service, especially with, if you're a Mars and Virgo, you definitely volunteered before. Like, you definitely volunteered, whether someone volunteered you to volunteer or you just went out and did it yourself. Like, we're people of service. We're passionate about service. We're passionate about our duty. We're persistent about things in life, our lifestyle. We get tasks done. We are very, very serious about self-improvement, our health, keeping up with our health, making sure we know, like, we already inherently know that our health is important and we have to stay up with it. I know, when I was pregnant, I was working out. Well, not in my first pregnancy. I was hard-headed in that first pregnancy. But after I had that C-section, and I knew that if I wanted to have a successful VBAC, I needed to work out during my last two pregnancies. Yeah, baby, I was out there working out, because when we want something, maybe we get into it, we schedule it, we put it in our schedule so that we can get to it. And that's exactly, I wanted my successful VBACs, which I had. I did get to have my last two kids vaginally. And it's because of this, having this Mars and Virgo placement, where I was just so passionate about wanting something, wanting my goal, which, Mars is about that, wanting that goal to get at, to win, you know what I mean? I wanted to win at vaginally birthing. So I had, moments where I was just eating better. I was not necessarily forcing myself, because when you have a Mars and Virgos, you don't have to force nothing. You know that the goal that you want, and you just align with it. So I was just having myself eat better, exercising, and just, living better for myself and my body so that I can be able to vaginally birth my baby. You're also going to be passionate about overall life, your desires, very routine with your desires, routine with life. You like life routine, spontaneousness. especially like for the world and people who are going to be experiencing this energy. We're probably not going to be spontaneous at all because, you know, that's something we definitely lack. Mars and Virgo, we kind of like routine. People are definitely during this time are going to be getting into routine, could be more critical. Definitely going to be fixing things. A lot of people are going to be wanting to fix things. That's us, Mars and Virgo. I have been in my wounded healer, in my Chiron, which makes me a great healer because I always want to heal people, want to fix them, because I've been in the 7th house, you guys. So I want to heal others, want to fix others, I want to help others, want to be of service for others. Definitely Mars and Virgo is about paying attention to the fine detail. So everyone around us, depending on whichever house you have this in, you will definitely be paying attention to detail. You'll be more analytical. This energy could definitely govern perfectionism. Definitely perfectionism if it's not over, you know, if you're way too into this energy, definitely perfectionism, be over critical in this energy. So you want to stay grounded. You want to stay grounded. You want to be too like, oh, hard on yourself. You want to be critical of yourself, you know, but you don't want to be too hard on yourself, too hard as far as like earth on yourself. You want to have that balance, that groundedness when it comes to this energy. Mars and Virgo is about getting the tasks done, knocking things off your schedule so that you can, you know, be more efficient. It's a problem solving, coming up with solutions, finding another solution if one thing doesn't work so we can get things fixed, get things organized. Definitely huge on organized, especially whatever house you have this in. Like I have this in the 7th house, so it's my house of others. I could definitely see myself getting organized with others, especially like others in the 7th house can rule like you guys, and you guys seeing me online, like you guys are others, and my service for others. So my service and how I show up for you guys is definitely going to become more organized, more focused, especially me being more focused, having this return. And if you have your Mars and Virgos, this is a return season for you as far as your Mars, for you to get in alignment with whatever you need to get in. This energy is going to help you align with that. This energy can also govern sisters. So Virgos can govern things like your sister. And you'll see that with a lot of Virgos, like Beyonce, she's a Virgo, and her sister, you know, fame off her. China and McClain, she's another Virgo, and her sisters, you know, she uplifted her sisters with her. Michael Jackson is a Virgo, and he uplifted his sister as well, because his sister is like, of course he uplifted his brother. They were all together, but after he split and went solo, it was definitely Janet, you know, next to him as far as power. Oftentimes Virgos, especially high vibrational Virgo, will lift their sibling or their sister into whatever category that they are in, simply because Virgo has ties to the sister with Gemini. Virgo and Gemini both are ruled by Mercury. They're each other's signs, and it can also govern things like the brothers too, the siblings overall, because that's what Mercury rules, are the siblings. So Virgo can honestly get the brother side, but I just say the siblings as well as sister. And Virgo and South Node is not, South Node is about things we want to release. So people who have Virgo and South Node may be the type of people who don't talk to their siblings or don't talk to their sister. I know my husband, he has his Virgo and South Node, and he doesn't talk to his siblings. He doesn't talk, well, he has only one sibling that he's talked to, and that's because they grew up right next to each other in the same household. The other siblings, he didn't. They still got to be in the same household at certain times in their life, but they didn't fully grow up in the same household 24/7. So he's not as close with them. He doesn't talk to them, and you'll see that a lot with, especially if someone has like Virgo in an unfavorable place. or aspected differently. They may have issues with their siblings, or they could have healed through it, because you don't have to, you could definitely heal through it. Another person, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has her moon in Virgo, her chart, because I've seen her chart before. She's especially like down the line, but I thought it was interesting seeing everything that's going on with her sister Ming Lee, and how Nicki isn't really supporting her sister, as far as like, you don't see them out in the media together, or just see her financial support like she did when her brother had that whole case of him harming kids or harming his stepchild. Nicki was there for him financially and beside him, but we don't see her there for her sister. And it's interesting because Nicki Minaj has her moon in Virgo, which means she's seen the women in her family work hard, or have to be the one that has the to be of service. And her moon in Virgo makes a negative aspect to her Mercury that conjuncts Venus as well. And I had noticed that when she was beefing with female artists in the industry. But Mercury, like I said, rules siblings. And Venus is about female siblings. And to have your moon and Virgo, which your moon does not want to be in Virgo, in an earth sign, in such a hard place, you're already seeing the women in your family work so hard. And then it's negatively aspected your Mercury and your Venus. So naturally, if you don't see the women, especially siblings, you don't see siblings, aunts, work as hard as you did, or as women in your family have done, then you're not going to like those type of women, especially with having Venus there. And especially, like I said, Mercury ruling things like your siblings. You're not going to like your female sister if you don't see her work as hard as you do, or, you know what I'm saying, like align with those type of things. So Nicki Minaj can't help but to not like her sister, even though she can, if you're conscious of these type of things. In Sagittarius as well, her Mercury and Venus is in Sagittarius, and I believe she is a Sagittarius sun. The sun can often represent your father. So, and I believe Ming is her sister from her father. So it only strengthens the dislike, the cutoff, you know what I mean? So, and that's just to show y'all, give y'all more details of how serious Virgo is about siblings, about sisterhood. And because myself, I know with myself, I'm so passionate about my sisters, specifically the sisters that I have on my mom's side. I have a Virgo, I guess you could say I have a Virgo stellium, with having it in Mars, Chiron, and Vertex. I have a Virgo stellium, and it's in the 7th house and 7th house rules things like females. So I can't relate when it comes to what Nicki Minaj is going through, because I'm so passionate about my sisters, my relationship with my sisters. Like, me and my sisters, we all three have different faiths. I'm spiritual. My one sister is a Jehovah's Witness, and my other sister is a Christian. And when I tell y'all, the Christian and the Jehovah's Witness debate more about faith than they do with me, because I don't even take it there when it comes to my sisters. Like, I'm the oldest, so I'm naturally wanting to see us align and help and heal each other. I don't know what the heck that was. Spirit, I don't know. I always want to see me and my sisters. Now, there have been times where me and my sisters, we've fallen out before, but that was when we were younger. We've grown out of that. We're adults now. We know how to mend our relationship and keep it strong, because me and my sisters, it's forever. And so with this energy, we'll definitely, especially with having, we have Jupiter, and we also have Mercury in Cancer right now. There's definitely going to be themes of sisters, womanhood playing out during this time. How women are showing up for each other, and in sisterhood is definitely going to be a topic that people are talking about. And just females, overall females together, that energy is going to be heightened, talked about, expressed during this time. Mars will be in Virgo till September the 17th, I believe. We will have Mars in Virgo, and then after that, Mars will go into Libra, which is Libra is a balance sign. So that's really good for us to hop off of being so focused on being organized to now being able to have passion and balance. But right now is a time to get organized, get focused, because we Mars and Virgos, we don't play about, sometimes we will just keep working on something. Sometimes, we know the balance of being grounded, but sometimes when it comes to getting something done, we're up on it. We want to get it done. We want to get it fixed. We want to get it organized so that we can operate in the best of way. So this energy is definitely about operating in the best of way. Now, let's talk about Pisces third quarter moon. So we're going to have a Pisces third quarter moon on the 18th. And we just came off of having a Sagittarius full moon, and Sagittarius and Pisces both definitely have ties to each other when it comes to the planet Jupiter. So these two definitely piggyback off of each other when it comes to ending something, when it comes as far as whatever we experience in the full moon. If you experience an expansion or thinking something in your philosophy and your faith and your travel, this Pisces third quarter moon could be the shift that ends it, that stops it, that really completes whatever needed to be completed, whether it's a lesson or an experience that needs to be going through, or if it was like a karmic, because Pisces do rule things of like karma and other realms. So this could definitely be ending off of something we experienced during the full moon, or just overall ending something that we experience in the Pisces sector of our lives. Wherever you have Pisces in the house of is where you could be experiencing endings. So I have my wheel up here. I have Pisces in my first house, so I can definitely be experiencing an ending within my first house. We all have our wheels. We all know that chart. So you can, based off that chart, you can see whatever houses, whatever planet that you have it in, and see where you can be having endings, releases. That's exactly what this moon is about. It's about a release. It's about an ending. It's about letting go so that we can phase into new shifts. And speaking of new shifts, that's when I want to talk about the next topic, because there's not really much to go over the moon and Pisces. It's endings. That's all I can say, you guys. It's endings, karmic ending, or just an overall ending. Could also be blessings as well. Blessings that surround a whole a new vibe, because we've ended something. As we end something in our lives, based off whichever house you have this in, we will be stepping into a whole new phase with this summer solstice Cancer sun energy. We're going to be entering Cancer season, starting a whole new on the 20th. This will be that weekend, so the 20th to the 22nd, we will be walking into new energy of Cancer. And we also have Jupiter in Cancer during this time. We also have Mercury there too. So we have the planet of expansion, philosophy, and the planet of news and being busy, getting things, news and social media and childhood like themes. And Jupiter, and with Jupiter and Mercury too, you get themes of childhood, especially with Cancer. we're just, as far as like childhood joy and spontaneousness, this definitely will help us with that Mars energy that limits spontaneousness. This will help us be more in alignment, all these energies together, that balance. Like, I love it because I'm a Cancer sun. So this energy is, and I'm a Cancer Venus as well. Cancer Venus in the 4th house, Cancer Sun in the 5th house. So themes that I do from the home, especially when it comes to expressing myself and entertainment, will definitely be on in the road to expansion during this year. I definitely want to go back to school, go to college. I want to go to my dream college though, you guys. I want to go to HMI. It's a college for hypnosis and psychology. It's not, I know some people hear the word hypnosis and are like, what? Are you trying to hypnotize people? Hypnosis is going to be on such a rise in the just in the next couple of years, especially starting off this year with having Jupiter and Cancer. Cancer is a house of healing, so expansion of healing, and hypnosis is healing, you guys. Not just like it's healing the mind, not just on a mundane level where a lot of people, especially in the mainstream, see hypnosis as like, okay, if you're feeling depressed or down and your brain, is having you feel depressed or down, hypnosis can help rewire your subconscious mind and help you, lift up, help you feel better about yourself. I know my gifts rely in my subconscious, rely in my ability to be, especially my dreams. That's how I discovered my gifts, is through my dreams. And I ended up realizing that I can expand my gifts because my gifts rely on my subconscious. So even when I'm awake, I can still, experience. I haven't mastered it, you guys. I have my 12th house in Aquarius, okay? Mainly in Aquarius. Even though I'm Aquarius rising at the 29th degree, I have most of my 12th house in Aquarius. So my subconscious, where I get my gifts at, I haven't mastered it. It still comes sporadically, unexpectedly, in weird type of ways. But I know that my gift is within my subconscious mind, being able to, especially when I'm meditating, seeing things and things that come to me sporadically. I know that I'm able to, I know that my gift relies in being able to work with the subconscious mind, and that's what makes hypnosis so perfect for me, especially having the sun in Cancer in the 5th house is like your career is something you're naturally talented at. And of course, me with the subconscious mind, having something that I'm naturally talented at, and then have it in Jupiter rules things like college. So this is a perfect timing for me to start that step to go to college for something I'm already naturally talented at, something I'm already good at, to be able to expand on that and help others through that. So I already know that this energy will help me align in that field, because I really, 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 really want to go to HMI instead of just going to a community college for psychology, which there's nothing wrong with that. It would just be, so awesome to go to my dream college, and I'm manifesting it, and I see it to be so. Overall, I know I spoke a lot about myself, but I want you guys to get to know me more on this channel, connect with me more, explain some things for you guys, but also for me as well, so that we all can get to know each other on this channel and, really form a tribe, a moon mob. I've been, playing around with that, what I want to call my people. Do I want to call it the moon mob, or do I want to call you guys the congregation? Because I am the moon minister, love. That the moon has ties with the subconscious mind. That's where, I get the moon ministry from. It's kind of tied into my ancestors, really. And it's funny because if in astrology, if you look at my chart, if you look where the asteroid moons is, it conjuncts the asteroid Faye. That's my great grandmother's name. And The reason why I call myself the Moon Minister, I started calling myself the Moon Minister after a conversation that I had with my Nana, my grandma, where she was telling me about dreams and just how deep dreams go in our family. Because I used to think like, am I crazy having these dreams? Or like, what these, I used to have these dreams. And I realized that I'm not alone in these dreams. My Nana, who is a Christian, she hit me up one day wanting to go to a spiritual festival. We ended up buying crystals there. We got a Reiki session done there. And my Nana wanted to get a reading by a Native American, because we have Native American in our ancestry. She wanted to get a reading by a Native American so bad, but we ended up not getting one. And it's so crazy because after we went out to eat, I ended up telling her about my dream about my Aunt Core, which is what she wanted a reading on. She wanted to know if her Aunt Core is at peace. And my dream that I had about Aunt Core, I dreamt about the house that my Nana and my Aunt Core grew up in Kansas. And my Nana never shared this house with me. So as I'm telling her this dream, she's like, you never known what this house looked like. How did you know that Aunt Corey was in the house at the rocking chair? And I told her it was just, I had a dream. I didn't know nothing about it. And that was before then, when I really just didn't understand my dreams. So when she told me that connection and told me about how she got my mom's name from her dreams, and I looked up my mom's name and it just perfectly matched who my mom was, my Nana was just like, yeah, she's a Christian. She gave her life to Jesus, after coming through her struggles with later on in life. Plus, her grandmother also taught her about Jesus as well. But she also just grew up spiritually. She grew up on a farm. She grew up in Kansas, so she still has ties to her roots. Like if you go in my grandmother's house, you will see a broomstick hanging right next to her door. You will see crystals for healing, for joy right next to her, because she understands the elements of earth, regardless of what faith she follows. And I'm grateful to come from that type of legacy. And that's where I get being the Moon Minister, my ministry from. This ministry is so ancestral and rooted in who I'm meant to be. And I'm so grateful that I get to express this with you guys, share these stories with you guys, and have you guys get to know me a little bit more, get to know why I'm the Moon Minister, know my congregation or my Moon Mob. Y'all comment down below what feels more right, because I am the Moon Minister. That is what is going on right now. We are in church right now, you guys. We are, we are at the temple. That's what I want to say. We're at the temple. I grew up, folks, saying your body is a temple. We are in the temple of spirituality, learning about the stars and how to align with them and what the energy is going to be about. That is what I'm here to do for you guys, to be that guide. We are stepping into just new shifts. And even in July, we're going to have Uranus move into Gemini. It's been currently it's in Taurus. And if you are an Aquarius rising, you're feeling this energy. You've been focused on your finances, your self-esteem, themes that rule the second, or themes that rule Taurus. You've been kind of focusing on it. I know I have been. And with themes going into July, going into Gemini, we're going to be focused on Gemini themes. This is just the beginning. This week right now that we are in is like just the beginning of the new shifts that we're going to have. Like the second half of this year is not going to look like the first half. If you aren't aligning in these houses, you can definitely find yourself left behind on these new shifts. Don't stress about them. Just align with them. You pull up your chart, see which houses that you have this stuff in, and act out those houses. Act out what's going to be, move in alignment with this energy. Because either way, you're going to align with it. It's going to align with you, whether you align with it or not. So you might as well beat it to alignment and go ahead and align with it. All right, you guys, that's all I had to say, all I wanted to talk about. I could go on and on about these type of topics, but it's time to cut it loose. My children are waking up. All right, you guys, until next time, thank you guys for watching. Bye.